the perfect time for the WNBA to also be posting about this. And they said nothing. And it just goes to show that all of us who have been speaking out about this and saying, like, it doesn't seem like you guys are giving Caitlin, the kind of props that she deserves for bringing all these eyeballs and, the Caitlin Clark effect that we talk about, viewership, money, all of those things. All of the people who were shouting this for the entire WNBA season, this is an instance where
The WNBA is facing a quiet but devastating crisis. Major sponsors are pulling away from the league and choosing to back Caitlin Clark directly, shifting their money, attention, and marketing power toward the biggest star in women's basketball. This isn't a dramatic headline. It's the very scenario being whispered inside Adam Silver's office right now. Brands aren't waiting for the league to fix its problems. They're moving on their own. And what's happening isn't just another highlight clip. It's a full blow.
She also teased Nike seems to be on board. Again, Nike. Christmas time is here. People are buying Christmas gifts right now, Hanukkah presents right now, holiday stuff right now. Caitlin Clark reveals that she's got a PE, a golf shoe PE, on the way. That's big news.
That's massive news. And in this video, we break down why major WNBA sponsors are quietly pulling away from the league, what they're now building around Caitlin Clark instead, and how this shift could become the tipping point that shakes the entire WNBA leadership. When sponsors decide that Caitlin Clark is a better investment than the league itself, it's no longer just a PR issue. It's a power crisis, and if it continues, it could mark the beginning of the end for the WNBA as we know it. From the moment Caitlin entered the league, the numbers exploded, ratings surged, arenas that sat half-empty for years suddenly sold out, and national sports networks opened broadcasts with Indiana Fever highlights. Clips of Caitlin shooting from the logo pulled more views in one night than some franchises earned all season, and sponsors saw the same thing. Every metric pointed to one name: Caitlin Clark. At first, everything looked normal as brands signed league-wide deals and put their logos on courts and broadcasts. But behind the scenes, the data revealed a different story. Engagement spiked when Caitlin played, search traffic centered on her, jersey sales broke records, and ticket prices skyrocketed when she came to town. Quietly, executives began asking for more Caitlin primetime games, more national TV slots, and bigger campaigns built around her. And that's where the league made its biggest mistake.
You see her at this event. You see the kind of noise that this is making. You see that this is trending on social media. You see that SportsCenter, Bleacher Report, all of these places, every media outlet is covering this, and you don't say anything. That's what we were talking about this whole season. We were correct. The fans that were saying that the WNBA seems to be trying to quiet the noise of Caitlin Clark, not letting her shine to her full ability, and not, in turn, not helping your own players in the league, we were right. And this event proved it because the LPGA did literally everything.
Instead of protecting their biggest star, the WNBA threw Caitlin Clark into a meat grinder. Hard fouls, cheap shots, and nonstop debates about whether she was overhyped, with the league spending more time defending its physical play than protecting the one player keeping the entire business alive. Fans noticed it, sponsors noticed it, because every time Caitlin took another dirty hit on national TV, the conversation shifted from toughness to insecurity, a league terrified of its own superstar. So sponsors made a choice. If the WNBA wasn't going to treat Caitlin Clark like the centerpiece, they would. And that's when the shift became impossible to ignore. Endorsements rolled out where the WNBA logo practically disappeared, while Caitlin's face took over the entire frame. Commercials stopped mentioning the Fever and turned into straight Caitlin and the product promotions, cross-sport events, national ads, brand campaigns. Caitlin was the headline, while the WNBA became a footnote. Quietly, steadily, but unmistakably, the sponsors chose Caitlin over the league.
They capitalized on the moment. They found a way to put it on television. They allowed people to be there. Caitlin was signing autographs. They put their best golfer in the tour, league, whatever it's called. They put her with Caitlin because they knew that she would get more eyeballs doing it. They propped up all of their golfers in one event. And you would be crazy to think that they're not going to have another event and invite Caitlin to it. They're going to invite Caitlin to as many events as they possibly.
Now imagine the chaos inside Adam Silver's world as the WNBA sponsor exodus accelerates. You're in a meeting when a new report hits the table. One major sponsor is restructuring its WNBA deal, keeping minimal league presence but demanding exclusive rights to Caitlin Clark content, appearances, and campaigns. While another brand shifts its entire budget from generic league promos to a Caitlin-only marketing strategy across social media, streaming, and national events. On paper, the league still gets paid, but everyone in the room knows the truth. The value has detached from the WNBA logo and attached itself to Caitlin Clark's name. And once sponsors realize the returns come from following the star instead of the shield, everything changes. The league stops being the product, and Caitlin becomes the product. That's why insiders are calling this the tipping point. One sponsor choosing Caitlin is a warning, but 3 or 4 is a full vote of no confidence in WNBA leadership, forcing team owners to ask why their biggest asset is taking the hardest hits, why every viral moment happens in spite of league strategy, and why sponsors want Caitlin Clark tours instead of WNBA playoff packages. Fans feel it too, because if they think the league resents the player who made them care, they'll stay loyal to her, not the league. The nightmare scenario hits fast. Multiple core sponsors abandon the league model and follow Caitlin. Ratings without her collapse, expansion plans freeze, marketing budgets get cut, and players are suddenly told the money is gone, while Caitlin's brand only grows with specials, documentaries, global tours, and crossover events that sponsors chase because the audience always shows up. At that point, the real question becomes simple. Can the WNBA survive without Caitlin Clark? Or has the league trained fans and sponsors to care more about the player than the product? The truth WNBA leadership ignores is that you can't build a modern league while fighting the gravity of your own superstar. You can't cash Caitlin's checks and act like she's just another rookie. And you definitely can't let her get hacked apart on national TV while telling fans to calm down. Sponsors see it, fans see it, and the algorithm sees it. Every clip, every sold-out arena, every rating spike repeats the same warning. The future of the WNBA is built around Caitlin Clark, or it gets built without the WNBA. There's still time to fix it if the league embraces the Caitlin Clark era, protects her, elevates others through her spotlight, and stops trying to shrink her impact. Because if they don't move fast, the market will decide for them, since money always follows attention, and right now, every ounce of attention is locked onto one name. Caitlin Clark.
As well received as this Caitlin Clark State Farm ad in a long time. You know, I actually played it on here before talking about the golf thing, but when you are looking at this commercial and why it was so well received, I think it was the delivery from Caitlin Clark, but then I also think there was a line in there that really hit people.
Caitlin Clark's new commercial just dropped, and fans are absolutely losing their minds. This isn't just another ad. His is the kind of Caitlin Clark commercial that explodes across social media, forces the WNBA into mainstream conversations, and reminds everyone why every major brand is fighting to work with her in a single short Nike spot. She doesn't look like a rookie from the Indiana Fever. She looks like the new face of women's basketball.
Other Caitlin Clark news, Nike just released a brand new commercial featuring Caitlin Clark and her new Kobe shoe that she released today. And I saw this commercial yesterday on social media. I thought it was so cool. There's a shot when she's in the locker room and she opens her eye and it like turns into what looks like a snake eye, but when you zoom in, it's actually the Kobe logo in her eye. And as you know, Kobe's nickname was the Black Mamba. I just felt like across the board, this commercial was a 10 for 10. And a lot of people have been getting on Nike because they don't feel like they have been promoting Caitlin as much as they should. But I will say we have to give credit where credit is due. I feel like in the past month or so, they have been tweeting about Caitlin more. And then obviously with this shoe release, they made this super sick commercial to
Right now, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram are overflowing with clips from this new Caitlin Clark ad. Fans are breaking it down frame by frame, reacting in real time, and pushing it everywhere. And they're not just saying it's good, they're calling it the best Caitlin Clark commercial yet.
Dear Nike.
Dear Nike, why won't you stand up for me?
Why won't you stand up for me? Why won't you?
Why do you claim to support women and girls?
Yet when we need you most,
you remain silent.
Today, males are claiming our identity,
our sports,
our spaces.
Men and boys are stealing opportunities,
Medals,
trophies,
and our future.
It is not fair or just.
In fact, it's often dangerous. Yet you refuse to use your platform to stand up.
You say you're for social justice and progress.
So why do you allow men's rights to come before ours? See, with a big platform
Comes an even bigger responsibility.
you have a chance to do the right thing.
Not just do the easy thing.
So we're asking you, Nike.
So we're asking you, Nike,
So we're asking you, Nike.
As the biggest voice in all of sports,
Will you stand up for me? Will you stand up for me?
will you stand up for me?
will you
In this video, we're breaking down why this new Nike, Super Bowl-level Caitlin Clark commercial has fans going absolutely crazy, how it connects back to her earlier State Farm ad, and what it means for the future of Caitlin Clark's marketing power in the WNBA. Before this new Nike spot exploded online, the story actually began with Caitlin Clark's viral State Farm commercials during her Iowa years. She became the first NCAA athlete to appear in a national State Farm ad alongside Jake from State Farm. And she didn't just look comfortable on camera, she looked like she had been doing major commercials her entire life. Interview 8. That State Farm spot didn't just perform well, it blew up. It pulled massive engagement, outperformed the average State Farm commercial, and quietly sent a message to every major brand watching. Caitlin Clark isn't just an athlete, she's a natural-born star on camera so the big brands lined up fast. Nike, Gatorade, Wilson, everyone wanted to attach their name to the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, but at the same time, a storm was brewing. As Caitlin's rise continued, Nike's women's basketball division started taking heat. Critics called out the brand for staying quiet on major issues in women's sports, claiming Nike wasn't supporting the girls and women who actually fuel the game.